All this story would start in the Tournament of Power, in which Son Goku proved to possess an extremely incredible power, since this time he was even able to face Jiren without any problem. However, at the moment of finishing the Ultra Instinct, Jiren's advantage against Goku was evident. So at the moment, Jiren, with a powerful blow, was able to send him flying with surprising power. However, on this occasion, Goku had collided with several of the rocks of the Tournament of Power, so he would be out of combat. The other warriors tried to throw Goku off the platform of the Tournament of Power, but the evil Emperor Frieza was able to help him, as well as provide him with some of his energy. However, when Goku woke up, something in him had changed, since his ki was very unstable, while when he fought with is much more aggressive than normal. I don't know if those will be the effects of using the Ultra Instinct, since a mortal has never been able to access such a state. The final battle would take place of the Tournament of the Force, in which Goku and Jiren faced each other in a very close battle. But to the surprise of the entire Universe 11, Jiren at every moment of the battle began to look more cornered. That's right, the power that Goku was able to release on this occasion was incredible, but when he was able to throw him off the platform, the true effects became present in Goku's body. However, Goku, with his determination, was able to throw himself off the platform along with Jiren. So both would lose, the story would go on normally. Even the Android 17 had made the wish to the Super Dragon Balls to bring to life all the universes. So each of the warriors volunteered to their respective universes. But something very strange was happening throughout the body and essence of Goku, as this little by little began to emanate an evil power, of which the deities of Universe 7 noticed. Hey Whis, this is bad. Because if Son Goku becomes a dark energy warrior, he'll be able to end the whole universe. Even I don't think he'll be able to beat him. That's what I was referring to train, Mr. Beerus. How is it possible that the most powerful god is afraid of a mere mortal? I recognize that the power of Mr. Goku is incredible, but you, as the god of this universe, must possess the power to stop him. I know, Whis, and I beg your pardon, but tell me, do you think we have to go to planet Earth right now? Indeed, Mr. Beerus, we must find out what is the reason for the sudden change in Mr. Goku's behavior. Both deities began to go to the planet Earth, in which the Z Warriors were at a party at Bulma's house. But a small misunderstanding between Goku and Vegeta would make Goku's anger increase much more, and having him face to face, he was able to deal him a good blow, sending Vegeta to fly, while Goku would quickly access the Super Saiyan Blue. What's going on? That's not the Goku I know! Of all the crater that had been created, a blue aura could be observed, since Vegeta had also accessed the Super Saiyan Blue. So at the moment, both Saiyans began to exchange hundreds of blows all over the place. However, as Goku was dominated by anger, he wasn't able to think clearly, receiving several powerful blows from the Prince of the Saiyans, while Prince Vegeta was granting the beating of his life to his greatest rival began to wonder the following. What's happening to Kakarot? I feel like all his power and essence is turning negative. But in front of everyone, the deities of Universe 7 had arrived. So instantly, they were able to stop the combat of both Saiyans, and Whis, with an amazing speed, was able to deliver a certain blow to Goku's head, which had made him lose consciousness completely. Whis, do you even know what's happened to Kakarot? His behavior's not the usual one. I don't understand what the hell is going on to him. You're not the only one, Vegeta, as we are also here for the same reason. The deities of that universe quickly left for the planet of Beerus, along with Vegeta, while Chi-Chi, Goku's wife, was very concerned. What's happening to my Goku? He's always liked to fight, but he's never behaved in this way. Chi-Chi, calm down. I promise we'll find a way for Goku to return to normal. Meanwhile, on the planet of the god Beerus, the deities had arrived successfully. So at the time of arrival, Whis, with the help of Bakulo, was able to make Goku wake up, which on this occasion, despite being in his base state, emanated a surprising evil power, so much that he had surprised Whis and Beerus. Unfortunately, if this continues like this, we'll have no alternative but to end Son Goku's life, because if a warrior with the potential of Son Goku reveals himself to the 12 universes, it'll be absolute chaos. You won't be able to finish me. I'm eternal. I'm inevitable. The deities of Universe 7 used all kinds of necessary methods for Son Goku to be able to return to normal. Among their methods, even tortures, which were capable of Son Goku's screams being heard throughout the universe. For his part, in the kingdom of everything, Daishinkan, with a very serious look, was also watching everything that happened with Son Goku. This is really bad, since even Mr. Goku is Zeno-sama's best friend, so if he's able to control him, this would be chaos. I have to stop him. Daishinkan, with his great three-dimensional power, was able to reach the planet of the god Beerus in a matter of seconds. But if you're Daishinkan-sama, tell us, to what do we owe the honor of your visit? Don't worry, Beerus, leave the formalities for another time, since I'm also here because of Son Goku's behavior. But father, what can we do? This isn't normal. I was able to realize that since a part of Mortal Jiren of Universe 11, I gave him that furtive blow. The essence of Mr. Goku had changed slightly, but apparently with the passage of time, his essence is becoming completely negative. In that case, father, do you think we should end Son Goku's life? I don't know, Whis, but I'll try to inspect his body first, or if some being of negative energy is manipulating him. Daishinkan would begin to approach Son Goku. However, to everyone's surprise, when Daishinkan was checking Goku's body, this one, for a quick moment with his mouth, was able to bite off part of Daishinkan's arm. Although for Daishinkan it hadn't caused any damage, Goku was able to obtain an incredible power, because with a single one of the blood of the Great Priest, Goku was able to even free himself from the chains that were holding him, destroying them completely. While his power was starting to soar in an incredible way, just like his power, Beerus, in a quick movement, would try to put him out of combat. But I was surprised because when he was about to hit him, the silver-colored eyes that had fixed on him, and only his gaze was able to grant a powerful blow to Beerus' abdomen, sending him flying to a few rocks that were around him. Mr. Goku, please calm down. We're trying to help you, because if you continue with that negative essence, we've no choice but to end your life. So please, I ask you to calm down. Daishinkan was surprised to realize how Whis had been sent flying with a great blow, creating a great disaster all over the planet of Beerus, causing several volcanoes to expel lava due to the power. The power that Saiyan's been able to obtain with a single drop of my blood's amazing. Really have to end his life. Goku would start walking towards Daishinkan, but as he did, his hair started to change to a color to a red crimson. But, as if his power had no limits, kept growing in an overwhelming way. Your worst decision wasn't to end my life when you're able to do it, because at the moment to end me, it's impossible for you. You have left me amazed, but you'll be able to send the deities of this universe flying. But to be able to face me, you'll need much more power than you possess now. Hehehe, of that there's no problem, since I have great reserves of energy. Both warriors immediately began to exchange thousands of blows, but on this occasion Goku's mentality was much more calculating and cold. So even Daishinkan found it difficult to give him a blow, just like Goku, since Daishinkan possessed an ultra instinct of greater than that of the angels. In an oversight, Daishinkan was able to grant him a pat on Goku's back, although at first glance, he didn't have so much power. When Goku fell to the planet, he created hundreds of disasters all over the place. That's right, that slap of Daishinkan had condensed an incredible power, so much so that he was even able to knock out any god of destruction. An ordinary being from that blow wouldn't be able to stand up, but to your being of a warrior race, I'm sure you'll stand up once more. A red-colored aura would rise over the planet of Beerus, while Goku would come out of the crater with multiple wounds all over his body. And at the moment, he would spit out large amounts of blood. Ah! That slap, although it seemed harmless, has caused me incredible damage. I'm aware that at this moment I'm not able to beat you, but how about taking a hit with all my power? Goku would begin to channel all his power into his right arm. The expulsion of all this power was so amazing that this moment, hundreds of planets all over Universe 7 were affected by the great power that Goku was able to release. Whis, may no planet suffer the damages of this battle. Protect them with your staff. Of course, Mr. Beerus, at this very moment. Whis, with his staff, was able to make all the other planets unaffected by the great release of Son Goku's power. Damn it! That Kakarot bug surpassed me by dozens of times. I can't believe it, but this won't stay like this. Meanwhile, Goku was able to move at an incredible speed. However, for Daishinkan, it was easy to follow the step of that Saiyan. But at the last moment that Daishinkan would grant him a blow, he would pierce Goku. That's right, that one was just a clone because the real one, he would throw his powerful Dragon Punch, with which he was able to cause incredible damage to Daishinkan, who angrily would expel a large part of his power. So instantly Goku would be seriously injured, falling to the ground on the verge of death. Ah, my whole body hurts too much. But that's funny. Apparently you feel pain too and you can bleed. In that case, I'm able to finish you, damn! That would be impossible for you since right now, I'm thinking of ending your pathetic life. Daishinkan would throw a powerful attack against Goku, but Goku, with the help of the teleportation, was able to disappear from that place, appearing on an inhospitable planet in which, upon arrival, 100 blood would come out of his entire body because the wounds were serious. On the other hand, on the planet Beerus, among the smoke, a silhouette would be drawn. I'm the Apostle of Death, and I intend to kill every one of you fucking worms. Daishinkan, with a great burst of energy, was able to make that silhouette disappear. Father, what do you think about the situation? This is serious. The level of learning that Saiyan possesses is incredible, and if this continues like this, I'm sure to be a real problem later on. In that case, yes, we must end Son Goku's life, since there's no other option, and only then we'll be able to save the other 12 universes. With all due respect, Beerus-sama, I think he's exaggerating a bit, as Kakarot wouldn't be able to beat the 12 universes. No, Vegeta, I'm sure that we'll be able to give him the required time. Mr. Goku's able to defeat the 12 universes, even if they're all fighting against him. And that has made it clear to me with the first battle we've had that we can't underestimate him. Father, I in that chaos plan to grant the God of Destruction training to Lord Vegeta, as we will need the power of mighty warriors. Okay, Whis, seems good to me. I'll retire to the Kingdom of All, since Zeno-sama must not know about any of this. Daishinkan would leave for the Kingdom of the Whole, while Goku was on the planet with hundreds of wounds. And for his part, the Prince of the Saiyans would start with the God of Destruction training. The training of the Prince of the Saiyans would begin to be of help to this great problem, in which Goku had called himself the Apostle of Death. On the other hand, returning with Goku, he was still in terrible conditions. That's right, Goku was not able to do absolutely nothing. However, he was trying to recover. In his mind, a dimension would be created, because a new flow of energy had been formed in his whole being. Goku was lying on the ground, while in front of him, a very powerful warrior would coffin, which left Goku surprised. Not how muscular it was, I was amazed by the power he exuded without even expelling any of his pressure. Damn it! Now I'm in terrible condition! This guy appears and even his power seems to surpass Daishinkan. The Impossible Warrior was beginning to approach Goku, who, with his energy reserves, was able to stand up, so both warriors were face to face. I have chosen an excellent successor, and that you have proclaimed yourself as the Apostle of Death makes things much easier for me. What? What the hell do you mean? I know I've proclaimed myself as the Apostle of Death, but what does that have to do with you? I was the first Apostle of Death of this entire multiverse. And when I realized your presence in essence, I wanted to manipulate you, but it's not been necessary. Haha, you would have never had the mental power to be able to manipulate me. It'd be better for you to recover, since from tomorrow I'll start with your hell. Although I'm not in the real world, I am capable of causing you serious injuries in a mental battle. Goku would wake up at the moment, finding himself lying in the same place, so at the moment Goku would not take care of what happened. But he was able to get into a meditation pose to recover his energy. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishinkan was very thoughtful, as well as trying to locate Son Goku in each of the 12 universes, since Goku would be considered a threat of universal extinction. If we only have 2 years to Mr. Goku, that mentality, I'm sure I won't even be able to stop him. We have to do something before it's too late. But at the moment, the powerful Zeno-sama would leave the palace along with his 2 guardians.
Daishinkan, I'm really bored. I'd love to be able to do something. What do you think we hold a new tournament?
But both guardians were able to observe the serious gaze of the great priest. What's the matter with you, Dai? Since you're not to put on that look, and if you do it, it's only because something's really serious. I'm sorry, my lord, I just cannot withhold any information from you, nor from your guardians.
Daishaken would begin to tell them everything that was happening with the Saiyan of Universes 7. So at the moment, Zeno-sama's gaze would also change to a much colder one, because his creation was in danger by a single warrior.
Son Goku's my best friend, and if it were up to me, I would give my life for him. But not for a warrior who seeks absolute chaos. Guardians and Daishaken, have the authorization to end Son Goku's life.
As you order, mighty Zeno-sama. In that case, I will likewise inform each of the gods and angels of the 12 universes, so that when they locate Mr. Goku, they will not hesitate and annihilate him once and for all.
Daishaken, with great mental power, would communicate with each of the angels and gods, informing them about the danger that Son Goku was. However, most of the gods were puzzled since it was the same Saiyan who had brought them to life. Even Jiren, the most powerful mortal, only below Goku.
What is this? Is this a joke? Son Goku's the one who's the most pure-hearted warriors I've ever met. I can't believe he's behaving this way. Jiren, you better get ready, because we'll need your power anyway, because that Saiyan is able to activate the Ultra Instinct. I understand.
Jiren would start meditating while he was very thoughtful about everything that was happening. Returning to Universe 7, the Prince of the Saiyans had been able to achieve a similar state to that of Toppo in the Tournament of Power, since he was able to mix the essence of a god of destruction with his own body, which had made him access a new state in which, in the same way, his simple pressure and aura were capable of disintegrating beings that were weaker than their carrier. So he had to control all his power.
The training you've given me, Whis, has been on another level, but I'm not gonna give up, even if my body's torn to pieces. The power that I've achieved is incredible. It's time to help Kakarot or end his life. In that, I agree with you, Vegeta. Since the high commands have already given the order to finish with Son Goku being considered a universal level threat.
Mr. Beerus, in that case, if we really want to help Mr. Goku, we have to find him first, and they tried to make him come to his senses.
You're right, Whis. He's been my best warrior, my friend, and I'm not gonna let them end his life like that without me being able to do anything. Mr. Beerus, I'd like to go too, as Kakarot's always been my biggest rival, but equally my good friend.
The trio of warriors had gone out all over the universe in search of Son Goku. Meanwhile, with Goku, this, despite seeming to be only meditating, in his mind, he kept great trainings with the original Apostle of Death, because his power was much greater. So in Goku's own mind, he was able to create a dimension exclusively for the battles. But in each training, Goku was not even able to touch the Apostle of Death.
Is that all? If you really want to be the next Apostle of Death, you have to possess a much greater power. So strive.
My body hurts too much, but today I plan to give you a blow.
I don't plan to leave without giving you a single blow. Goku would stand up again, but this time his blue hair would change to a red color, in which even his aura would become much more aggressive due to the murderous essence that released that transformation.
Again with that transformation. Even if you use the Ultra Instinct, you won't be able to do anything against me.
I'm not the same one you started fighting with, as I've been able to realize that this dimension you've created, time passes differently.
So you figured that out yourself. That seems great to me, but no matter what you do.
Without the Apostle being able to finish his sentence, Goku had thrown himself against him. But to the Goku's surprise, the Apostle was able to dodge each of his blows. That's right, despite even Goku taking his body to the limit, he had not been able to do anything against him. However, at the moment, the Apostle of Death would stretch out one of his hands, ending the training.
The training with me's over.
What? Why? We're always fighting for so much longer.
Very close to this planet, the deities of this universe, together with the warrior, are trying to locate you. Your new training or test will be that you defeat the three.
But if the Whis Angel's with them, it'll be impossible for me, since I still don't have the necessary power to face an...
I want you to trust in yourself. Since everything I've taught you, I'm sure it has been worth it.
Goku would immediately open his eyes, from which a great power would rise into the atmosphere of the planet, while his eyes as well as his hair had turned a silver color, as his power had grown in an incredible way, which had been felt by the deities. We have finally been able to locate him. Apparently he has been training anyway, as the power he currently possesses is incredible. Vegeta would be the first to approach Goku, so at the moment Vegeta would also access his new transformation, doing it from zero to intimidate Goku a little, because of the disasters he caused with all his power, so at the end of the transformation, both warriors were face to face.
I don't want to hurt you, Kakarot, so you better collaborate. We can help you, because otherwise you'll be completely eradicated.
Do you think you have the power to stop me? You've always been behind me, so don't say stupid things.
The Prince of the Saiyans, furious, would grant him a blow, which Goku with only one of his hands was able to stop.
I can tell that your power's increased in an amazing way, but it's not enough to stand up to me.
Goku, with a quick movement, was able to grant a kick to Vegeta's stomach, but Vegeta had only retreated a few meters.
You're wrong if you want to think that with a simple blow like that you'll be able to send me flying. You'll need much more power.
Apparently you become strong, but what do you think about this?
Goku, with a much higher speed, was able to connect a blow to the entire face of the Prince of the Saiyans, with which, at the moment, the Prince of the Saiyans would be sent to fly to the base of the planet, creating a great disaster since this time the power condensed in Goku's fist had been a bestiality.
No, Goku, I'm really sorry, but you leave us no alternative. We'll have to end your life because otherwise you'll destroy everything that exists.
I understand, but can they end my life?
Furious, Beerus would be able to throw himself against Goku, but Vegeta, when leaving that crater at an incredible speed, would begin to exchange blows with Goku. But both deities realized that Goku was only pressing him with his incredible defense, because although Vegeta's power was grown in an incredible way, he wasn't able to grant any blow to Goku, unlike Goku, who on each occasion was able to deliver a blow with much more power.
Mr. Beerus,
you'd better join in to support Mr. Vegeta, because if they fight individually, I'm sure Mr. Goku would be able to beat them as a whole. Beerus, a little annoyed, would agree to join, so Beerus in a quick flash would also start granting hundreds of blows. But surprising as it may seem, Goku was able to dodge each of his blows, and in a quick movement, Goku would grant a fist to each of them, making them fall to the ground, while Goku from the top of the planet would throw thousands of energy spheres which possessed incredible power.
Ugh, that hit hurt me. How is that Kakarot bug able to get all that power? I don't know, Vegeta, but one thing's for sure. If we really give it more time, like Daishinkan-sama said, this will be the end of this whole multiverse.
Beerus, and together with the moment, released 100% of their power, since previously they didn't intend to end Goku's life, unlike this occasion in which they were going to grant him blows to die as well as his attacks.
Apparently they're finally going to take me seriously. I have one more transformation, but with you, it's not necessary.
Both warriors became enraged at being underestimated in that way, so at the moment, the three warriors began to fight. However, the result remained the same, since they weren't able to connect an effective blow on Goku. That is really bad. If Lord Beerus together with Lord Vegeta are not able to do anything, I'll have to interfere on the battlefield to end this once and for all. But Whis was surprised because at the end of thinking that, he was able to observe how the god Beerus fell to the planet totally out of combat. That's right, Goku, by taking the battle a little more seriously, was able to put him out of combat with a single blow. The Prince of the Saiyans, at the moment, would feel the real terror, but he wasn't able to do anything because at that moment, Goku's fist is stuck in his stomach, making him lose his god destruction status in the same way.
Be thankful I don't want to end your lives. I just want to measure my power with yours, and now I want to measure myself with you.
Phew, it seems amazing to me that you are able to beat both warriors. But with me, it will be completely different for you. The powerful angel Whis would release his beastly power, so Goku, realizing the power of Whis without being left behind, would access his iconic transformation, with which he was able to destroy a few planets around him. The power of both warriors would begin to increase in an incredible way, so much so that on this occasion thousands of planets were destroyed by such a tremendous increase in power. So that at that moment, Kakarot's hair would turn a red color, like blood, while in his mind he could hear the voice of his master. I want you to humble that angel, since being the offspring of the cursed Desiku, I want you to crush him completely.
Hehehe, as you order, master. Although I'm surprised by the power you're able to release, Whis.
I never imagined that I would have to face my own disciple, but I've no idea that you will get away with yours. I'm sorry, Mr. Goku, for ending his life. Goku would be able to react Whis of a certain blow had sent him flying towards the surface of the planet, falling with an incredible brutality. So much so that on this occasion, Goku's body had felt the real pain. Goku tried to stand up, but his entire central body system was in terrible condition. That's right, the blow he had received had caused surprising damage. So much had been the damage that even the powerful Goku hadn't been able to do anything before such an onslaught. I hope you're really prepared, Mr. Goku, because unfortunately you'll have to face the most powerful angel of the 12 universes. Goku, without caring about the damage he had done to him, would stand up, raising all his power to the limit. So at the moment, both warriors began to exchange thousands of blows. However, as the battle went on, Goku's thinking was changing radically, because Goku was thinking about humiliating Whis, which this time was completely impossible for him. Goku would fall to the ground again, but this time he would be dragged by a few rocks.
It's time to end your life, Mr. Goku. I'm sorry. Rain of Divine Stars.
Hundreds of attacks in the forms of stars would be thrown towards Goku, who had even returned to his base state due to the beating he had received by Whis.
Damn, I can't believe I lost to this Whis crap.
However, a few centimeters from all the attacks crashing against Goku, an incredible negative aura would detach from all his aura. So instantly, the essence of the first Apostle of Death would be perceived by all the 12 universes, which would alert each of the angels and beings of the Divine Kingdom.
You really are a powerful angel, but this will not be our end, because the next time we meet, you will be much more powerful.
The Apostle, only with his simple aura, was able to disintegrate each of the attacks of Whis, so that would, at the instant of a great explosion, he would disappear from the entire battlefield, which would leave Whis very thoughtful, due to the pressure that this subject was able to emanate. This is really strange. Has Mr. Goku allied himself with such a powerful warrior, who is even capable of destroying my most powerful technique? Meanwhile, in a place far away from the 12 universes, the essence of the original Apostle had been able to save Goku's life. However, loud screams could be heard all over the place, because the injuries he had received were serious.
You better shut up, and get well to start training again. It's a shame that you've been crushed so pathetically by that simple angel. Damn, I can't believe that Whis was able to hide all that power. He was able to completely crush me.
The Apostle of Death, with his last bit of essence, was able to release several shadows of negative energy, which would enter Goku's body, beginning to eliminate every residue of angelic energy that had left Whis inside Goku.
I cannot do anything for you anymore, since I don't have my real body. Now everything depends on you. We will continue soon with the mental trainings.
The essence of the Apostle would disappear completely, so Goku would be lying on the ground while the negative shadows eliminated all toxins. Meanwhile, returning to the battlefield, Whis, with the help of his staff, was able to help Beerus and Vegeta, who likewise had residues of negative energy inside. Really, the warrior who's behind Mr. Goku is a very powerful warrior, since being able to hit and leave energy residues are things that only the most emblematic beings can do. Whis would leave with both warriors back to his planet, so when he arrived, he would lay each of them in a room. The damage that Mr. Goku's been able to cause them is an incredible level. Even for me, it is almost impossible to believe. All the deities from all the universes had quickly arrived in Universe 7 because they were able to feel the incredible power that had released the essence of the Apostle of Death.
Whis, what happened? Don't tell me that incredible negative power that was felt a few moments ago was the power of Son Goku. If he is, we won't be able to do anything against him, because if he has all that power, we'll be nothing more than simple worms.
No, don't be alarmed, that was not Son Goku's power, but it is worrisome still, since a very powerful essence apparently is living inside Mr. Goku's body.
What do you mean that an essence is living inside of Mr. Goku's body? Is he being manipulated by a much more powerful being?
No, Father, I doubt it is that, since that presence only seems to guide him, as well as train him, since Mr. Goku was able to defeat Mr. Beerus and Mr. Vegeta by injecting negative energy into his internal system.
But that must not be possible, since beings who are capable of injecting energy into the internal system of their enemies must follow a rigorous training.
Indeed, Father, by itself, that must be impossible, and in the same way, it was that warrior who was responsible for saving Mr. Goku's life.
This is getting more and more complicated, damn it. There doesn't seem to be any ending.
On the other hand, returning to Son Goku, he had been able to sit down again, since due to the injuries, he had been able to even stand up. This defeat's taught me that there will always be beings much more powerful than me, so I have to try twice as hard if necessary.
Those are the words that I like to hear, since you'll be able to even surpass me. You have become the most powerful apostle of death in all the universes.
There's no doubt about that. I'm planning to bring my own death into my aura, and I want to take revenge for the beating I've been giving by this Whis.
We will do that according to its time, so don't worry. The first thing that'll be much more powerful, so that you won't be defeated again.
That's right, and I thank you for training me. I promise to become much more powerful. The mental training of Goku would start again, so instantly, Goku would begin to maintain a very equal fight against the Impossible, in which he remembered his battle against Whis to be able to fill in all the weak points he had. I have to become much more aggressive on the battlefield, as well as raise my speed much more to be able to defeat all those damn. Returning to Universe 7, on the planet of Beerus, an incredible aura would rise all over the place. That's right, it was the Prince of the Saiyans, who had awakened with an incredible fury. Being defeated by Goku without any difficulty, the planet of the god Beerus was involved in a great chaos all over the place.
Damn, I can't believe that damn worm was able to beat me in such a pathetic way. I swear I'll finish with it with my own hands.
Mr. Vegeta, please calm down, because even if you release all your power in that way, you'll not be able to do anything. The only thing you can do is to learn from your mistakes and to become much more powerful again.
Whis, please train me one more time. I don't want to be overtaken by that garbage.
It's what I had in mind, since the upcoming battle will be of galactic levels, and a few beings will be able to help in this upcoming battle.
I don't plan to stay behind, and I'm sure I'll be one of the few beings able to manage to do something against the useless Kakarot.
Returning to the realm of the whole, Daishinkan would report the whole situation to the great Zeno-sama, who would take a very serious look.
I've been able to recognize that essence that was released a few moments ago, but I didn't want to believe what I had perceived.
Great Zeno-sama, do you even know who is the bearer of all that power?
That's right, Daishinkan. The bearer of that great power, he's the apostle of the original death, the first warrior to proclaim himself with that name.
Daishinkan was surprised to remember that Son Goku had exclaimed the same words that Zeno-sama had said to him.
So what are you going to do, Daishinkan? Do you even know him? It's impossible, since back then my priest was Desaku-sama, your father, and even at the time the apostle of death existed, you angels didn't exist yet.
My lord, this is really bad, because if you're informing me what is real, we're in trouble, because those same words were the ones that Mr. Goku told me.
In that case, we'll have to bring back the Heavenly Divine, the only warrior who was able to stand up to the Apostle of Death and even defeat him.
And how can we contact that warrior?
That warrior's me, but millions of years ago my guardians didn't exist. I possessed my original form, but at the time of creating my two guardians, all my power was divided into three. But if we unite again, we become again in the Heavenly Divine.
Zeno-sama would stand to one side of his guardians, so at the moment, the trio of warriors began to unite again. That's right, the three warriors began to form the Divine Celestial again. The pressure was even felt through the entire kingdom was evident, since that pressure was even able to travel through each of the 12 universes, reaching to the inhospitable planet on which Goku was training, so much that it would make him fall to the ground. Wow, whose incredible pressure is this? I'm not able to move freely. I feel that it completely crushes me. Ah, damn, I thought he died. The power of the Divine Celestial has become present once again. Really, Goku, you have to overcome my powers. Do I have to face that warrior of such power? That's right, Goku. But I want to grant you all my knowledge. I have even the last thing I've left of essence, since that being was the one who defeated me millions of years ago. Master, I promise to avenge his death and kill every warrior who stands in front of me. They won't be able to do anything against me. I trust you, Goku. I know you will. So for now, let's continue with our training. Goku, with much more determination, would continue with his great training, which on this occasion, he had even adapted the Ultra Instinct as his base state, so that his body is able to react with greater speed. However, Goku wasn't the one who was training, since all the gods and angels and the most powerful warriors of the 12 universes were carrying out a rigorous training to face the warrior who once brought them to life. The hero, on this occasion, was the villain of the multiverse. Meanwhile, in the Kingdom of the Whole had passed 2 days in which the incredible pressure of Zeno-sama was still present, since uniting 3 gigantic powers would require much more time. So at the moment of a great light, which would even meet Daishaken retreat due to the expulsion of all his power, a completely different Zeno-sama could be observed.
Finally, I've been able to access my combat form, better known as the Heavenly Divine. I'm ready to take down another Apostle of Death.
My lord, the power you currently possess is incredible. I'm sure nothing and no one will be able to cope with it.
No, Daishaken, we do not have to trust each other, since the current Apostle of Death is even from a warrior race which no power knows limits.
Understand, my lord. In that case, we'll have everything under control, so as to not be caught off guard.
That's right. In the meantime, I'll train a little since it's been millions of years since I accessed such a state.
Zeno-sama would go into a very different dimension in which he would begin to train and release his power much more, so that his power was able to adapt to the strong pressure of his power. The training that Goku is taking with the help of the first apostle of all existence was beginning to bear fruit, because from one moment to the next, Goku's entire body would begin to release a strange power, which this time, even the mental world that the Apostle of Death had created was beginning to crack.
What the hell is going on? The power that is releasing Son Goku's body is crazy! If he keeps with that increase of his power, he might even explode.
The Apostle of Death, with great speed, had rushed against Goku, so at that moment, he would grant him a powerful blow on the neck of the Saiyan. But to his surprise, the blow he had given him had not caused any damage. So instantly, Goku would turn his head slowly, observing the figure of a completely evil being. So that at the moment, Goku's entire body would begin to fill with overwhelming power. So much that on this occasion, the Apostle would use 100% of all his power, which might cost him his life, being only an essence that lived in Goku's mind.
Damn, the power that Son Goku's releasing is on another level. Where has he been able to release so much power from? Damn, if I use all my power for more than 10 minutes, I could disappear. I have to finish it quickly.
But instantly, as the Apostle began to approach Goku, a gigantic Ozaru of negative energy could be observed all over the place. That's right, the spiritual beast of Son Goku had been represented, technique that the Apostle had taught him.
Damn it, I can't be defeated by my own technique.
The Apostle would also release his technique, creating a giant lightning. So the giant had thrown a powerful fist against the Ozaru, but to the Apostle's surprise, the Ozaru of a great roar was able to send that giant flying.
I can't believe it. He's been able to send my lightning giant flying with a simple roar. I really have to use everything I have.
While the Ozaru completely destroyed the Apostle's technique, Goku's body was undergoing a great transformation, because this time all his hair was growing while the color of the same as his mythical transformation. But the power he was unleashing was complete madness, as it caused hundreds of disasters despite only being in a mental space.
Damn it, this will be the day of my death? I can't believe I'm going to die for my own disciple.
The great Ozaru had been able to finish with the Apostle's technique, so at the moment of observing him, he had launched himself against the Apostle. But instantly, the voice of Son Goku would resonate throughout the dimension, even creating that several cracks are generated all over the place.
Ozaru, stop! He's not our enemy! He's our teacher, who's taught us to master all our power!
The Ozaru at the moment would disappear, because Goku had been able to take control of his body. So instantly, Goku would begin to approach his master, and when he was in front of him, he would stretch out one of his hands. The Apostle was surprised because the warrior who had taught him everything he had learned in millions of years was about to end his life. But instantly, Goku would release some energy, being able to.
Master, I would never be able to end his life. I can't end the being that had taught me everything that I currently know.
Ugh, you gave me a big fright. I thought you were planning to end my life. But tell me, Goku, where have you been able to release all that power? You always been holding back?
Of course not. I've never held back. But at the moment of facing the defeat I had against Whis, I don't know what happened. It was like a trigger, which helped me to release all this power.
In that case, we'll have to be able to master all that power 100%. Why, I imagine the energy drain is incredible, but we will solve that.
Of course, Master, and I know that with his teachings, I'll be able to realize it. On the other hand, in the Kingdom of the Whole, Daishinkan, using all his mental power, would try to locate Goku, but it'd be completely useless because on this occasion, the same power of Goku in his new transformation had been able to create a much more powerful barrier.
Damn it, we can't allow Son Goku to keep getting more powerful, much less if he has the help of the first Apostle of Death.
However, Daishinkan would be taken out of his thoughts completely when he realized as an incredible power was felt all over the place. That's right, the great Zeno-sama had come out of that dimension, but Daishinkan had been surprised.
But my lord, how have you been able to obtain those powers in such a short period of time? I can't believe the power that runs through our entire body.
Don't get confused, Daishinkan. Being a king at all, I've been able to modify the dimension in which I was training. But even I want you to train in that dimension because we'll need your power.
My lord, do you perhaps want me to train in that same dimension that you have trained in?
Exactly, Daishinkan. I want you to be able to achieve power similar to mine. Since we need it, I'm sure Yusuke has trained Goku in the best way possible.
So that's the name of the warrior who's training Mr. Goku. It's okay, my lord. I'll do my best to break every one of my limits.
Daishinkan would likewise begin to head towards the room from which Zeno-sama had left. While in each of the universes, all the gods along with their angels would carry out one of the most rigorous training of their entire existence, because this time they even ran the risk of dying, unlike an ordinary training which was only to increase their powers. However, among all the gods, the most powerful god Beerus was the one who stood out the most, being a prodigy god, but to everyone's amazement, even the Saiyan Vegeta would not stay behind, after the humiliation he had received from Goku.
I swear, I'll become so powerful I'll be able to defeat that Kakarot bug. Can't let this stay like this.
The Prince of the Saiyans of equal began to break each of his limiters, but was not able to compare with the true power of the god of Beerus.
Damn it. Me being the most powerful god, I've been completely humiliated by that Saiyan. When I see him again, I think I'll end his damn existence.
The training they are both doing is to be admired, but no matter what they do, they will not be able to get on the level of Mr. Goku, since he has every help of an ancient being of incredible negative energy. Returning that mental dimension, Goku in all this time was beginning to assimilate all his new power, leaving the Apostle very surprised since it was an extremely short time for him to be able to master all that great power in its entirety.
Son Goku, have you really been able to master all that power completely?
I don't know if it's completely. I have to put that to the test in battle. How about if you fight against me, and you can help me check the new control I have over my power?
This'll be funny. The last time I fought against that power, I thought I was going to die, but the Apostle of Death never refuses a challenge.
The Apostle at the moment, for the first time, would expel all his power, with which thousands of rays began to fall all over the place. Despite being a mental territory, if they possessed the required power, they were capable of causing devastation all around. Wow, that power is amazing! So after so long training, you'll finally take me seriously. In that case, I plan to release all my power. Goku in his new training would begin to release all his power, or was that what the Apostle was doing to believe? Because he was really only expelling 60% of all his power. At the moment, both warriors would give a big smile, and they threw themselves against each other. The clash of their fists caused hundreds of destruction all around. However, despite the fact that their fists had an incredible power, they did not intend to end the life of their enemy. So at the moment, the Apostle was able to summon a great giant hand, with which he was able to connect a stealthy blow, which would make Goku fall to the bottom of a crater, creating a great destruction all around. That's right, thousands of rocks had turned into simple dust. While Goku would expel a little more of his power, releasing a great aura from all that crater. Wow, the power you've been using is amazing! I can't believe the condensed power that punch had.
Goku, I know you have much more power, and I ask you to please use it, because I want to measure myself against you while using all your power.
It's okay, it's the only thing I could do for my teacher, and that'll be what I'll do. Goku would instantly expel all his power. The simple extortion of his energy, he was able to even cut off the Apostle's breath. So both on this occasion forgot their revenge completely, enjoying their battle on this occasion. The blows that they were connected were of great power. However, for Goku's body, they did not represent the slightest damage, while for Yisuke's body, his body was completely destroyed, so at the moment he would fall heavily. Goku would come closer to observe him, but the Apostle, with all his willpower, was able to stand up by his means. Even though superficially no injuries had been observed, his internal body was completely shattered.
The time has come. At this moment, I, the first apostle of all existence, will become part of your power. And thus, we will be the supreme apostle.
No, Master, if we do that, you'll die. And that's the last thing I want. Please don't.
Goku, you have become a very powerful warrior. I'm very proud of you. So from now on, it's time for you to go on your own way.
Master, I promise that I'll bring down the entire Divine Kingdom, and it'll be in your name.
I'm sure you will, Goku. I trust you.
All the remaining energy of the original Apostle would begin to enter the entire body of Goku. That's right, the Apostle would begin to form part of all the power of Son Goku, which at the moment of expelling all his new power was able to destroy the dimension in its entirety, being able to make all the other beings of divine energy feel they're incredible.
It's time to end all these scumbags. I'm not gonna give anything standing, but this has been hasty. I have to do it with a cool head.
Goku at the moment, as if it were a flash, he was able to move away from all 12 universes at an incredible speed. While at the realm of the whole, Zeno-sama had been able to perceive all the great power that was able to release Goku.
If that's the power of Goku, I'm sure that even if we all join forces, we won't be able to end his life. I'll have to ask for serious Samas for help.
Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, everyone had been surprised by the power that Goku had been able to expel, so at the moment, even Whis' gaze would completely change. The power that Mr. Goku's been able to release has no limit whatsoever, so we will have to even use the fusion apparently.
Hey Whis, maybe even your most powerful angel among the 12 angels is not able to do anything against Son Goku. Has his power really increased that much?
I understand that they're not able to feel Mr. Goku's power normally, and that is because Mr. Goku's power is located in a very distant dimension in this one, so the scales that separate them are abominable.
Are you giving me to understand that Kakarot's power is so great that we only are able to feel the pressure that his body releases, but not his real power?
Right, Mr. Vegeta. The power that Goku releases you will never be able to feel it, due to the distance that separates you, but if you will be able to feel the pressure that releases. On the other hand, returning with Goku, this one merging with the first apostle would be much more serious, just as his techniques this time would be much more lethal, with which he even was able to end the life of a priest in a single movement. In the dark skies of Thraxis Nocturne, the stage was transformed into a cosmic battlefield, where divine light and malevolent darkness collided in an epic confrontation. Owamo and Ewin, the guardians of this planet, displayed their celestial power with a grace and precision that defied description. The glow of the purifying light emanating from Ewin and Owamo spread across the space, illuminating the shadows that the shadow creature was trying to grasp. Ewin and Owamo's every move was a ballet of divine energy, as they gracefully dodged the dark attacks encountered with unstoppable force. Owamo's wings shone with a resplendent light, like stars in the night, as he invoked the very essence of creation to repel the dark forces rising up against him. By his side, Ewin radiated an imposing presence, with his penetrating gaze fixed on the creature as it defying the darkness itself. The shadow creature, on the other hand, was fighting with an impressive ferocity, trying to resist the overwhelming power of Ewin and Owamo. Their dark attacks were launched like ravenous shadows, seeking to consume the divine light that surrounded them. However, every attack was countered by the impenetrable force of Ewin and Owamo, who remained firm in their purpose to protect the planet. The clash between light and darkness created a symphony of cosmic energy, with flashes of light and bursts of energy illuminating the firmament. The light will always prevail over the darkness. Your power is formidable, but it cannot resist the purity of creation.
You can't stop me. I'm the very embodiment of darkness.
Darkness can be powerful, but the real strength lies in balance, and we represent that balance. Iwin and Owamo continued to deploy their energy with amazing precision, creating light barriers that repelled the attacks of the shadow creature. Every movement of Iwin and Owamo was imbued with a divine elegance and grace, while the creature struggled with a desperate ferocity. Our mission is to protect the harmony of the universe, and that includes protecting this planet from your darkness. You can't stop me. I'm inevitable. The shadow creature launched waves of dark energy, but Iwin and Owamo easily repelled them, maintaining an opposing presence in the midst of battle. Every blow of Iwin and Owamo resonated with the force of creation, while the creature struggled more and more desperately. The darkness can be a challenge, but our determination's unwavering. We'll not let you destroy this planet. Your power may be formidable, but it cannot equal the eternal light of the universe. The battle continued with Iwin and Owamo and the shadow creature facing off in an epic clash between light and dark. In the midst of the struggle, Father Zeno silently watched from his kingdom, perceived the magnitude of the conflict. With an imperceptible gesture, he decided to intervene, taking Iwin and Owamo to a mental plane where they could confront the shadow creature in a terrain beyond the physical. In a flash of dazzling light, Owamo and Iwin were transported to an ethereal realm, where the laws of the universe twisted and blurred. Where are we, Iwin? We have entered the realm of the mind, a place where reality is molded according to the will of the observer. Here the real battle be fought in the deepest corners of our being. While Owamo and Iwin were transported to a mental plane by Father Zeno, the shadow creature continued its fierce assault against the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and Cooler, the most powerful warriors on the planet, rose up against the darkness that threatened to consume their home. The shadow creature, imbued with a dark and malevolent aura, hovered over them with an overwhelming presence. He distorted his energy, enveloping everything around him, tearing reality itself apart, and threatening to plunge the planet into an abyss of chaos. We won't let you destroy our home, shadow monster. We, the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne, are not afraid of the dark. We have faced much greater dangers than you, creature. We will fight together to protect our world. The shadow creature launched a powerful dark attack towards the warriors, but they responded with relentless ferocity. Turles, his eyes shining with determination, unleashed a shower of destructive energy, summoning the very essence of nature to channel it in a torrent of energetic attacks. Their powerful attacks cut through the darkness with devastating precision, creating dazzling explosions that lit up the planet's night sky. Bardock, with his fiery ki and indomitable spirit, channeled his energy into a powerful attack. His fists were burning with a searing intensity as he launched a concentrated burst of energy towards the shadow creature, challenging its strength with its own. Bardock's attack resonated with the determination of an invincible warrior, willing to give everything for the protection of his world. Raditz and Cooler, united in battle, joined in a coordinated assault on the shadow creature. With fluid and coordinated movements, they launched bursts of energy from different angles, creating a barrier of attacks that surrounded their enemy. The shadow creature struggled to defend itself against the combined onslaught of the two powerful warriors, but its resistance was challenged by the determination and skill of Raditz and Cooler. Meanwhile, Frieza, with his golden form glowing with a golden aura, was preparing to unleash his full power against the shadow creature. His eyes shone with a cold and calculated determination as he focused his energy on a devastating attack. With a graceful and precise movement, Frieza unleashed a burst of golden energy that swirled with unparalleled destructive power, threatening to envelop the shadow creature in a mantle of fire and destruction. The battle escalated as the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne bravely faced the darkness that threatened their world. Every blow, every burst of energy echoed through space, creating a spectacle of destruction and determination. Meanwhile, on the mental plane, Owamo and Iwin were engaged in a metaphysical struggle against Father Zeno, an omnipotent entity whose presence radiated an aura of indescribable power. Iwin and Owamo, aware of the gravity of the situation, desperately sought the intervention of Father Zeno to counter the threat of the shadow creature. However, to their surprise, Father Zeno solemnly informed them that they could not intervene directly, since the balance of the universe had to be kept intact even in times of crisis. Iwamo and Ewin, although unhappy with Father Zeno's decision, understood the importance of respecting the laws of the cosmos. With determination, they plunged even deeper into the metaphysical struggle, using all their ingenuity and power to find a solution to the crisis unfolding in Thraxis Nocturne. As a confrontation on the mental plane reached its climax, Iwamo and Ewin found themselves face to face with the imposing Father Zeno. His figure radiated an indisputable authority, but also an aura of mystery that aroused restlessness in the Ewin and Iwamo. Iwamo, with his usual serenity, broke the tense silence that filled the ethereal space. "Father Zeno," he began in a firm but respectful tone, "could it be you that... Were you the one who sent the shadow creatures to destroy the planets?" Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, nodded slowly. "I did it for the good of the universe," he replied calmly. Although his voice resonated with a power that shook Ewin and Iwamo, sometimes drastic measures must be taken to preserve the cosmic balance. Ewin, with a flash of indignation in his eyes, could not contain himself anymore. "But that doesn't justify the chaos and destruction you've unleashed!" he exclaimed, his voice echoing with unshakable determination. "There are other ways to restore balance without resorting to violence and darkness." Father Zeno observed the god of destruction and his angel with a penetrating gaze, as if he were evaluating their words and their posture. "Your compassion is admirable, but sometimes it's necessary to sacrifice a few pieces to save the entire board," he said in an enigmatic tone. Iwamo and Ewin exchanged determined glances. Although they respected Father Zeno's authority, they knew that they had to follow their own principles and convictions. With courage, they prepared to challenge the omnipotent being in front of them, willing to fight for what they believed was right, even if it meant facing the divinity itself. The air on the mental plane was charged with tension, as Iwamo and Ewin prepared to face Father Zeno. Their divine auras collided in a show of titanic forces, as Ewin and Iwamo prepared to challenge the supreme being in front of them. Iwamo, with his heavenly book in hand, looked at Father Zeno with determination. "Father Zeno, although we respect your authority, we cannot allow you to continue with this destruction," he stated firmly. "We'll fight for peace and balance in the universe, even if it means standing up to you." Father Zeno, with an impenetrable calm, nodded in recognition. "Your courage is admirable, but you will not be able to stop me," he replied calmly. "The fate of the universe is in my hands, and I'll do whatever it takes to preserve its balance." Without further words, the battle began with a burst of divine energy. Iwamo unleashed his celestial power, summoning rays of light that he threw against Father Zeno, while Ewin threw waves of energy with determination. However, Father Zeno showed impressive resilience, deflecting every attack with surprising ease. The fight went on for what seemed like an eternity, with Ewin and Iwamo and Father Zeno trading punches and counterpunches in a cosmic dance of power and skill. Every movement was imbued with a supernatural force, while the mental plane trembled under the intensity of his conflict. However, as time passed, Iwamo and Ewin began to feel the weight of their opponent. Father Zeno's power was overwhelming, and every blow Ewin and Iwamo received weakened them even more. Despite their bravery and determination, it seemed that they were fighting against an impossible-to-defeat force. Iwamo, panting from the effort, looked at his companion with concern. "Ewin, we can't go on like this," he admitted sincerely. "Father Zeno's too powerful for us." Ewin, though exhausted, nodded determinedly. "I know, Iwamo, but we can't give up," he replied firmly. "We must keep fighting, for Thraxis Nocturne, and for all beings in the universe." With a final effort, Ewin and Iwamo gathered their forces to launch a final attack against Father Zeno. However, the Supreme Being easily overcame them, deflecting his power with a contemptuous gesture. Father Zeno looked at Ewin and Iwamo with a mixture of admiration and regret. "They're brave, but their struggle has come to an end," he solemnly declared. "Accept your defeat and let fate take its course." With a resigned sigh, Iwamo and Ewin surrendered to Father Zeno's overwhelming strength. Although they had fought with all their heart and soul, they knew that they could not defeat the Supreme Being in front of them. Father Zeno, with a compassionate look, looked at them benevolently. "Rest now, my brave creations," he said gently. "His bravery will be remembered throughout the universe." Father Zeno, with an unflappable expression, extended his hand towards the exhausted Ewin and Iwamo. In an instant, a powerful burst of cosmic energy emanated from his palm, enveloping Iwamo and Ewin in a dazzling radiance. Ewin and Iwamo screamed in agony as Father Zeno's energy enveloped them, feeling every fiber of their being torn apart under the relentless power of the Supreme Being. Their bodies, imbued with divine light, were slowly consumed in the maelstrom of energy, fading little by little into the ether of the cosmos. Iwamo and Ewin fought with all their might to resist the cataclysm that engulfed them, but it was useless. The power of Father Zeno surpassed them in every respect, and they were soon reduced to mere shadows of their former glory. With the last gasp, Iwamo and Ewin exploded, leaving body parts all over the mental space, dissipating into cosmic nothingness while their essence merged with the universe. At that precise moment, we return to the earthly plane, where the fierce battle between the most powerful warriors of Thraxis Nocturne and the shadow creature was reaching its climax. Bursts of energy and thunderous crashes echoed in the air, while Bardock, in the middle of the combat, glimpsed Iwamo and Ewin, who were lying unconscious on the ground, enveloped in a halo of divine light. Surprise and dismay were reflected on the faces of the warriors, who momentarily stopped their frantic struggle upon realizing the situation. Bardock, his eyes wide open, watched in horror as Ewin and Iwamo's bodies began to shake, emanating flashes of energy that increased in intensity with each passing second. A tense silence enveloped the battlefield as everyone watched the scene in disbelief. Suddenly, a heart-rending explosion echoed in the air, making the earth and sky tremble. Bardock and the other warriors were thrown back by the force of the explosion, protecting themselves as best as they could from the shockwave that was spreading around them. When the afterglow of the explosion faded, what was left was a smoking crater where Iwamo and Ewin once stood. The warriors slowly stood up, stunned by what they had just witnessed, as the shadow creature, now shrouded in an even denser darkness, prepared to lash out again before the protecting warriors of Thraxis Nocturne. Bardock clenched his fist determinedly, feeling a mixture of sadness and fury burn inside him. He knew that they must continue the fight, not only for the honor of their planet, but also in memory of the brave fallen guardians. With a war cry, the warriors rushed into combat again, determined to avenge the loss of their comrades and protect their home from the darkness that threatened to consume it. After the devastating explosion that killed Iwamo and Ewin, the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne gathered in a circle, still stunned by what had happened. Bardock, with a gloomy look, broke the silence with a grave tone.
Damn it! What the hell just happened?
Turtles, frowning, shook his head in disbelief.
I don't know, but we can't let this sacrifice be in vain. We need to get this thing over with once and for all.
Raditz, with his fist clenched, furiously nodded determinedly.
You're right! Iwamo and Ewin gave their lives to protect this planet. We cannot disappoint his sacrifice.
Frieza, with his usual impassive expression, spoke in a cold and calculated tone.
The death of Ewin and Iwamo should not be in vain. We must unite and concentrate our efforts on defeating that shadow creature.
Cooler, with a serious look, added determinedly,
We are facing an unprecedented threat, but if we fight together, we can overcome it. Let's do it for the honor of Thraxis Nocturne, for the legacy of our brave comrades.
Bardock nodded solemnly, his jaw tense with determination.
So, are we in agreement? We'll fight together until the end and avenge our fallen.
The warriors nodded in agreement, sharing a look of determination and unity. With their hearts filled with determination, they prepared to face once again the darkness that threatened their home. As the warriors prepared to face the shadow creature again, a fierce determination burned in their hearts. Turtles, feeling the energy of the battle, was the first to unleash his power.
It's time to show them our true power!
With a powerful scream, Turtles wrapped himself in an aura of energy. Her dark hair turned golden and her eyes shone with a dazzling intensity. The energy of the Super Saiyan emanated from his being, infusing strength and determination into his entire being. Raditz, inspired by Turtle's example, followed suit.
It's my turn!
With a burst of energy, Raditz's dark hair bristled, turning golden just like his brother's. His ki increased dramatically, emanating a commanding presence that filled the battlefield. Seeing the transformation of his comrades, Bardock also joined the fray.
I can't stay behind!
With a battle cry, Bardock unleashed all his power. His fiery aura enveloped him in a higher golden glow. His energy increased to astronomical levels, propelling him towards a higher form of his race. Frieza, observing the transformation of the Saiyans, did not want to be left behind.
The time has come to show my true strength.
With a burst of energy, Frieza transformed into his golden form of maximum power similar to 100% full power, his body radiating a golden glow. His power multiplied several times, turning him into an unstoppable force that rivaled the sunlight itself. Cooler, feeling the energy surrounding him, decided to join the fight with all his might.
It's time to unleash my true potential.
With a flash of energy, Cooler transformed into his metallic form, his body glowing with a metallic luster. His stamina and power increased exponentially, making him an invincible force that would defy even the gods. With their transformations complete, the warriors of Thraxis Nocturne once again faced the shadow creature with renewed determination and a power that eclipsed any darkness. In the skies of Thraxis Nocturne, the battle continued as the transformed warriors faced off against the shadow creature, a being whose dark power threatened to devour everything in its path. With each of the warriors unleashing their full potential, the cosmos trembled under the force of their epic showdown. The golden aura of Turles, Raditz, and Bardock, combined with the imposing presence of Frieza and Cooler in their transformed forms, formed a dazzling spectacle in the night sky. Energy flickered around them, lighting up the darkness with golden and silver flashes as they prepared for the final showdown. The shadow creature, sensing his power of his adversaries, emanated a rumbling roar that echoed through the planet. His dark form seemed to twist and distort as he prepared for the final assault.
It's time to end this once and for all!
With a battle cry, Turles lunged forward. His speed increased by his Super Saiyan form. The shadow creature responded with an onslaught of dark energy, but Turles nimbly dodged it, moving with astonishing speed across the battlefield. Raditz and Bardock followed Turles' lead, attacking with relentless ferocity. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature's attacks were swift and fierce, but the Saiyans deftly dodged them, responding with even more powerful blows.
Father, let's keep the pressure on this thing. We can't let it destroy our home.
I know. We're not going to allow this monster to destroy Thraxis Nocturne. Our power is more than enough to end it.
That's right. You taught us to fight with courage and determination. We'll not back down before this creature is destroyed.
Take this!
The shadow creature dodged Bardock's attack with agility, launching its counterattack with its sharp claws.
Careful, Father.
Don't worry about me. I'm more than ready for this.
And take this too.
Raditz's attacks hit the shadow creature hard, but it quickly recovered and counterattacked with a surge of dark energy.
Damn, this thing's tougher than I thought.
We can't give up now. Our planet depends on us.
You're right. Let's show you what we're capable of.
The two Saiyans launched into the air attack once more with renewed determination. Their blows echoed in the air, each one charged with the strength of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. The shadow creature, although resistant, was overcome by the ferocity of the Saiyans. Turles, with his golden hair flowing behind him, launched a quick series of precise punches, each one carrying with it the power of his transformation into Super Saiyan. His movements were fluid and graceful, as if he were dancing around his enemy, dodging every attack with impressive agility.
There's no escape for you, monster! Your darkness can't compete with the power of the Super Saiyan!
With a battle cry, Turles lashed out at the shadow creature, striking with overwhelming force. Every blow resounded in the air, shaking the battlefield with its power. The shadow creature was fighting desperately, but its attack seemed weak compared to Turles' ferocity. Meanwhile, Raditz and Bardock were continuing their assault on the shadow creature. Their attacks were coordinated and precise, each complementing the other in a deadly dance of destruction. The shadow creature found itself increasingly cornered, unable to cope with the combined might of the Saiyans.
Come on, Father. We know we can stop this thing.
I know, Raditz. Let's keep pushing until there's nothing left of this creature.
With renewed determination, the two Saiyans redoubled their efforts, launching a series of devastating attacks against the shadow creature. Each blow echoed in the air, carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home planet. Frieza and Cooler were watching the battle intently from a distance, their cold gazes evaluating every move of the Saiyans and the shadow creature. As the fight intensified, they noticed with increasing concern how the shadow creature began to gain more strength, releasing a dark energy that threatened to destabilize this situation. Seems that the things are getting more complicated than I expected.
Yes, the shadow creature seems to be gaining ground. If we don't intervene soon, we could face an even more dangerous situation.
With a cold determination, Frieza and Cooler exchanged a glance before heading towards the battlefield. His presence made itself felt immediately. His overbearing aura flooded the area as they prepared to face the shadow creature.
Looks like we need to intervene before things get out of control. I agree. We cannot allow the shadow creature to wreak more havoc on our planet.
With surprising speed, Frieza and Cooler launched into action, deploying all the power in an effort to contain the shadow creature. His attacks were precise and devastating, each blow carrying with it the weight of his determination and the desire to protect his home. However, the shadow creature was not going to be easily defeated. With a thunderous scream, he split into 4 separate beings, each one darker and more malevolent than the last. The earth trembled under their weight as they advanced towards the warriors, ready to unleash their fury on them.
It seems that this creature has more tricks up its sleeve than we thought. It doesn't matter. We have our own tricks.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well, guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now, don't forget to leave your powerful like, Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now, without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.
Dragon Eagle.